Welcome to Complete Sports on ComfortTV.channel, your front row seat to the world of sports in Nigeria and around the world. I am Gold Chemila, and it's great to have you with us. Let's get the ball rolling with a summary of the weekend action in the MPFL. It was another exciting weekend in the Nigeria Premier Football League with goals and surprises across match centers on match day 4. In Minna, Niger Tornadoes produced a commanding performance, thrashing Plateau United 4-0 to record the biggest win of the weekend. In Lagos, newly promoted Ikorodu City continued their impressive start to life in the top flight, beating Nasarawa United 2-0 in front of a lively home crowd. At the Lekon Salami Stadium, Shooting Stars also enjoyed a comfortable 2-0 victory over Abia Warriors, while in Kano, Barao FC edged Kano Pillars 2-1. Elsewhere, Warri Wolves stunned Eyimba 2-1 in Aba to register one of the biggest upsets of the round, while El Kanemi Warriors secured a 2-1 home win against Wiki Tourists in Maiduguri. Meanwhile, Bayelsa United fell 1-2 at home to Kon Kalifat FC, a result that leaves the Yenegua side searching for their first win of the season. After the weekend action, Nasarawa United, Shooting Stars and Abia Warriors are the front runners, while Kano Pillars, Barao and Bendel bring up the rear. Pyramids FC claimed their maiden CAF Super Cup title on Saturday night with a narrow 1-0 victory over Moroccan side RS Berkane at the 30 June Stadium in Cairo. The long goal came in the 75th minute when Congolese striker Fiston Mayele capitalized on a defensive error to slot home the winner, sending the home crowd into celebration. Egyptian international Mohamed Chibi was instrumental in the build-up, depossessing RS Berkane's Imad Rairi before assisting Mayele. Despite a spirited response from the Moroccan Confederation Cup champions, Pyramids defense held firm. The win marks a historic moment for Pyramids FC, who recently won their first CAF Champions League title and now add continental silverware to their growing trophy cabinets. They become the third Egyptian club to lift the Super Cup, following in the footsteps of Al Ahly and Zamalek. 2020 Super Cup winners RS Berkane were left disappointed after controlling large spells of the match but failing to convert their chances. The result underscores Pyramid FC's rapid rise in African football and further establishes them as a force on the continent. The Confederation of African Football has unveiled the nominees for the 2025 Player of the Year awards in both the men's and women's categories, celebrating the continent's finest football talents. In the men's category, Nigeria's Victor Osimhen headlines the shortlist alongside Egypt's Mohamed Salah and Morocco's Achraf Hakimi. Other contenders include Cameroon's Frank Anguissa, Congo's Fiston Mayele, Gabon's Denis Bouanga, Guinea's Serhou Guirassy, Morocco's Oussama Lamloui, and Senegalese duo Iliman Ndiaye and Pape Matassa. Goalkeeper Stanley Nwabali also earned a nomination in the Goalkeeper of the Year category, facing competition from Yasin Bono, Ronwen Williams, Andre Onana, and Edouard Mendy. On the women's side, Malawi's Tabitha Chawinga of Olympic Leonas and her sister Tenwa Chawinga of Kansas City currently lead the pack. They are joined by Zambia's Barbara Banda and Rachel Kundananji, Morocco's Ghislaine Chebak and Sana Msudi, and Nigeria's Rashidat Ajibade and Esther Okoronkwo. Ghana's Portia Boake and Senegal's Mama Diop also make the list, underscoring the growing strength of African women's football. CAF said the nominees were selected by a panel of experts based on performances across all competitions. The winners will be honored later this year at the CAF Awards ceremony, which will also celebrate achievements in categories such as Coach of the Year, Club of the Year, and National Team of the Year. The race for a place in the CAF Champions League group stage gathered pace over the weekend, with clubs across the continent in action in the first leg fixture of the preliminary round. Egyptian giants Al Ahly began their campaign with a narrow 1-0 away victory over Algi Noah of Burundi. The decisive moment came midway through the first half when Iragi turned the ball into his own net in the 36th minute, gifting the record African champions a crucial away goal and the advantage heading into the return leg in Cairo. Elsewhere, JS Kabylie of Algeria produced one of the standout results of the round, thrashing US Monastir of Tunisia 3-0 away from home. Second half goals from Meghem, Lalou and Sarr gave the Algerians a commanding cushion as they look to seal a qualification on home soil next week. In a commanding away performance, South African powerhouse Mamelodi Sundowns crushed Nigerian champions Remo Stars 5-1 at the MKO Abiola Stadium. Other fixtures continued across the continent as clubs from West, Central and Southern Africa battled for early supremacy in the competition that would determine who advances to the lucrative group stage of the 2025-2026 CAF Champions League. The 2025-2026 CAF Confederation Cup served up major talking points over the weekend as the first leg of the second preliminary round produced upsets and emphatic wins across Africa. In Somalia, Zamalek SC of Egypt made a powerful statement of intent with a dominant 6-0 victory over the Kada FC. Over in Kenya, debutants Nairobi United stunned Tunisian heavyweights Etoile de Sahel with a 2-1 win, a result widely regarded as the biggest shock of the weekend. In Zambia, Zesco United edged Galaxy of Botswana in a thrilling 4-3 encounter that had fans on their feet. The home side came from behind twice before sealing the win late in the game, setting up an intriguing second leg in Gaborone. Elsewhere, Wydad Casablanca snatched a valuable 1-0 away win over Asante Kotoko in Ghana, while Olympique Safi earned a convincing 2-0 home win against Stade Tunisien to take control of their tie. Complete Sports will be back after this short break. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. The Super Eagles of Nigeria have climbed 4 places to 41st in the latest FIFA Men's World Rankings, reclaiming their position among Africa's top 5 national teams. The new rankings reveal a significant leap for Nigeria, who were previously 45th. The 3-time African champions have also overtaken Ivory Coast, who now sit 42nd globally. Nigeria's progress follows a strong run in their 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying campaign, including a 2-1 victory over Lesotho and a resounding 4-0 win against Benin Republic in Uyo. Those results not only boosted their points tally but also confirmed their spot in the continental playoffs for the 2026 World Cup. The Super Eagles are set to face Gabon, currently 77th in the world and 15th among continental rivals, for a place in the final playoff round where Cameroon or Democratic Republic of Congo awaits. On the continental scene, Morocco remains Africa's highest-ranked team despite dropping 1 place to 12th globally. Senegal are second in Africa and 18th overall, with Egypt 33rd and Algeria 35th, completing the top 4 before Nigeria round up the top 5. Globally, Spain maintains their grip on the number 1 spot after winning Euro 2024, while Argentina climbed to 2nd. France dropped to 3rd and England and Portugal hold steady in 4th and 5th. The Netherlands have edged up to 6th, overtaking Brazil, who fall to 7th. Belgium, Italy, and Germany complete the top 10. Super Eagles midfielder Alex Iwobi has made history by becoming the Nigerian player with the most appearances in the English Premier League. Iwobi reached the milestone over the weekend, making his 299th Premier League appearance to surpass the long-standing record held by former Newcastle United striker Shola Amiobi, who featured 298 times in the competition. Since making his Premier League debut for Arsenal in 2015, Iwobi has gone on to play for Everton and now Fulham, amassing 31 goals and 35 assists across his top-flight career. Before Iwobi, the record had been successively held by some of Nigeria's finest Premier League stars, Nwankwo Kanu, who had 273 appearances, and Yakubu Ayebemi with 252 appearances, before Amiobi set the benchmark at 298. The 28-year-old's consistency, versatility, and professionalism over nearly a decade in the league underline his remarkable contribution to Nigerian football, cementing his place among the country's greatest exports to the English top flights. The curtains have fallen on the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Chile, with Morocco etching their name into the history books after a commanding 2-0 victory over Argentina in the final. The North Africans, inspired by teenage sensation Mohamed Zabiri, who scored both goals, lifted the trophy for the first time in their history, becoming only the second African nation to win the tournament after Ghana's triumph in 2009. It was a memorable campaign for the Atlas Cubs, who swept through the competition with flair and resilience, winning all their matches on the way to the final, except for a narrow 1-0 loss to Mexico in the last round of the group stage. Individual brilliance also shone through the tournament, and Morocco's dominance was reflected in the awards. Othman Mama was named the tournament's best player, clinching the golden ball, while his teammate Yazar Zabiri earned the silver ball as the second best player. Argentina's Milton Delgado completed the podium with the bronze ball. In attack, Benjamin Cremaschi of the United States claimed the Golden Boot after finishing as top scorer with 5 goals, narrowly edging Colombia's Nessa Villarreal, who took the silver boot with the same tally but fewer assists. Francis Lucas Mikel followed with the bronze boot, having netted 4 times. Argentina's goalkeeper Santino Barbi was rewarded for his outstanding performance between the posts, earning the Golden Glove after conceding just 4 goals in 7 matches. Meanwhile, the United States received the Fair Play Award for their exemplary sportsmanship and discipline throughout the competition. Morocco's historic triumph not only crowns a golden generation, but also reaffirms Africa's growing influence on the global football stage. It was a dramatic weekend across Europe's top division, with upsets, late winners, and telling statements from several title contenders. Manchester United stunned Liverpool at Anfield, winning 2-1 after an early Bryan Mbeumo strike and a late Harry Maguire header that sealed a famous victory and left Liverpool facing a growing crisis. Chelsea were victorious on the road, defeating Nottingham Forest 3-0 at the City Ground. The comprehensive win lifted the Blues and eased pressure on manager Enzo Maresca as Chelsea picked up a much-needed statement result. Haaland's brace gave Manchester City the 2-0 victory over Everton, while Arsenal kept pace with a narrow 1-0 win over Fulham to remain in touch at the top. Brighton came from behind to beat Newcastle 2-1, and Aston Villa produced the late comeback to take 3 points at Tottenham in another weekend surprise. In Germany, Bayern Munich edged Borussia Dortmund 2-1 in a tense Klassiker, a result that keeps Bayern firmly in the lead on the table. Spain supplied late drama as Barcelona escaped with a 2-1 late win at Camp Nou against Girona, while Mbappe's 80th minute goal gave Real Madrid the win away at Getafe to underline their credentials in the title race. In Italy, AC Milan climbed to the top of Serie A after a 2-1 win over Fiorentina, thanks to a double Rafael Leao. Inter Milan edged AS Roma 1-0 to stay in close pursuit. Meanwhile, Juventus FC slipped with a 2-0 defeat at home to Como. Napoli's struggle continued as they lost 1-0 away to Torino. In Ligue 1, Paris Saint-Germain were held to a thrilling 3-3 draw by Strasbourg at home, with Seny Mayulu heading the equalizer. Across the continent, it was a weekend that underlined football's unpredictability. Manchester United's shock at Anfield, Chelsea's convincing road victory, Bayern's Klassiker success, and Barcelona's late escape are all likely to reverberate as the season unfolds. Clubs will regroup quickly with a packed calendar ahead, and those who responded best this weekend have sent clear messages to their rivals. In England, Arsenal sit at the top of the table, with Manchester City in close pursuit. In Spain, Real Madrid edged Barcelona with just 2 points, while in Italy, AC Milan are at the top with a very slim 16 points over Inter Milan, Napoli, and Roma, who are all on 15 points. Bayern Munich sit comfortably at the top of the Bundesliga with 21 points, with Leipzig 5 points behind in second place. Nottingham Forest have sacked head coach Ange Postecoglou just over a month after his appointment, following a poor run of results in the Premier League. The Australian manager failed to record a single victory in 8 matches, with 6 defeats and 2 draws, leaving the club near the bottom of the table. Forest moved swiftly to name former Everton and Burnley boss Sean Dyche as his replacement. Dyche, a former Forest youth player, has signed a contract running until 2027 and is expected to bring his trademark defensive organization and Premier League experience to stabilize the struggling side. His immediate task will be to lift the team's confidence ahead of upcoming league and European fixtures. Meanwhile, former Chelsea and Brighton manager Graham Potter has been appointed as the new head coach of the Sweden national team. The Englishman takes charge on a short-term deal aimed at reviving Sweden's faltering bid to qualify for the 2026 World Cup. Potter returns to familiar territory as he seeks to rebuild the national team's form and confidence. The two appointments mark contrasting stories of urgency and opportunity. Forest opting for experience, stability amid crisis, while Sweden turned to a familiar foreign hand to steer their revival on the international stage. Finally, match day 3 of the Champions League produced a stunning total of 71 goals across 18 games, the highest ever in the competition's league or group stage. The remarkable figure surpassed the previous record of 67 goals set during match day 5 of the 2024-2025 season and highlighted the increasingly attacking nature of European football's premier club competition. Fans were treated to a series of high-scoring encounters across the continent. Paris Saint-Germain delivered the most emphatic performance, thrashing Bayer Leverkusen 7-2 in Germany to underline their title credentials. Barcelona dismantled Olympiacos 6-1 at Camp Nou, while PSV Eindhoven stunned Napoli 6-2. Chelsea cruised to a 5-1 victory over Ajax in London, and Liverpool recorded an identical 5-1 win away to Frankfurt. Despite the attacking fireworks elsewhere, 3 matches still ended goalless, showing that some teams remained committed to defensive discipline. The surge in goals reflects a tactical evolution in European football, with teams showing greater willingness to press high, create overloads, and take risks in attack. While this has increased the entertainment value for spectators, it has also exposed defensive vulnerabilities and intensified competition among top clubs. With half of the league phase still to play, the record haul of 71 goals set a high standard for the remainder of the campaign. As teams battle for qualification spots, goal difference could become decisive, and the explosive nature of match day 3 may yet shape who advances to the knockout stages. And that's all we have for you today on Complete Sports on ComfortTV.channel. We'll be back next week with more thrilling stories in the sporting world. Do like and share this video. Also remember to subscribe to ComfortTV.channel. Hit the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when there's a video update. Thank you so much once again. I am Gold Chimila. Have a beautiful time.